everyone, I'm Corine from Copeman Healthcare. Today we're going to run through some mobility and Pilates style exercises. We're going to try and target the upper body today and hopefully improve a bit of our spine mobility. To get started, we're going to go on the mat on our back. We're going to be doing some abdominal work. So if you start on the mat on your back, we're going to have our legs bent, feet flat on the floor. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head and just let your head rest gently into your hands. Try and keep the weight of your head in your hands with your elbows out, just in your peripheral vision. You're going to have your lower abdominals drawn in, and you're going to keep the lower spine flattened into the mat as you crunch your abs up in a C shape. Bring your ribs towards your hips and use your abdominals to lift up your shoulders off the ground and then coming back down so there's no tension in your neck. Crunching up and inhale back. So you're going to exhale, bring the ribs towards your hips and come back down. And then you're going to crunch up and back down. So next what you're going to do when you crunch up, you're going to use your hands towards your knees, bring them back towards your neck, keeping that height in your shoulders, and then coming back down. So again, you're going to reach as you crunch forward towards the knees, and then you're going to keep that height, bring the hands back to the head, and then slowly come back down. So again, crunching up, bringing those ribs towards your hips, reaching for the knees, keep that height as you replace the hands, and coming back down. And again, crunching up, reaching for the knees, replacing the hands, and coming down. Last one, crunching up. Try and reach as high as you can up with your chest, coming back, and back down. Good job. So next you're going to have your arms out to the leather T, palms turned up towards the ceiling. Try and engage the shoulders drawn together, but so that the arms are pressing in the mat and the upper body's pressed in the mat. Try and keep the ribs down with the lower abdominals drawn in. You're going to bring your legs to tabletop, but you're going to draw your knees and your feet together. So from here, we're going to inhale to one side so the hips can slightly lift to the side, but keep the shoulder blades down. And then you're going to exhale and use your lower abdominals to draw your hips back down to the mat. So inhale to the other side, keeping the shoulders on the mat, keep the knees together as you exhale back to center. So try and keep your legs at a right angle as well. As we get tired, there's usually a tendency to bring the knees a bit closer to your chest, but always keep the knees on top of the hips. So inhaling as you go to the side, exhale as you draw back to center. And again. And again. And back up. So next time when you go out to the side, if you want to add a challenge, the top leg straightens out. And then it's like you want to draw a line on the ceiling to bring it back to center. Bring the leg back, and we'll go to the other side. So again, straighten the leg. Coming back and back. So inhaling to the side, straighten that top leg, drawing that line on the ceiling to come back and back in. Other side, leg out and exhale back. So again, to make this extra challenge, or you can stay in that first position with the knees bent, have both legs coming out straight. You might need to reduce the range to maintain that same balance of your shoulders on the mat and your lower abdominals drawing yourself back in. So we'll try a few more. So quite a strong movement for your abs. Inhaling as you go out, exhaling back. So from there you can bend at the knees. You can bring your arms back down by your side, and then you're just going to tap the toes. So try and keep your knees at that 90-degree angle, and you're just going to be tapping the toes, alternating. So really try and keep those lower abdominals drawn in. Just breathing here. I like to exhale as I tap down and inhale back. We'll do two more. 1, 2. And then you can bring the legs down. Do a nice quick stretch to relax the body. I like to walk my feet away from my hands. Good job. Okay, next we're going to be lying prone on the mat. You're going to have your hands underneath your forehead. And then from here, you're going to have your feet, tops of your feet touching the ground. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our lower abdominals to draw in, and your ribs are coming up. Try and keep the pubic bone touching the ground, and you're going to squeeze one butt cheek and lift the leg. So the hip bones stay touching the mat as your glute lifts your leg, so it's not a very high lift. And we're going to alternate. So next you're going to relax, and then the other butt cheek squeezes to lift the leg. And back down, and again relax, and then squeeze the butt cheek of the other leg to lift that leg. Exhale as you lift. And bring it back down and relax, and then squeezing the next butt cheek to lift the leg. We're just going to keep alternating like this. And again. So we're going to go for 5 more. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good job. So have a relax, bring the feet together, try and keep the legs pinned together and the hip bones on the ground, and we're going to lift the heart off the mat and just have the upper body coming off the mat. Keep looking down and come down. So as you come up, try and draw the shoulder blades down away from your ears, and then slowly come back down. So lifting up and down. So try and maintain your belly button drawn up as you come up. And we'll do a few more like this. And up, and down, and up, and down, and last one. And down. Good job. We're going to press the mat up, sit back towards your heels just for a bit of a break. And we'll move into some posture exercises. So the next few exercises are going to focus on improving your posture. So with this first exercise, we can do it either on a wall or on the ground. So if you're on a wall, what you want to make sure is that your lower back and your upper back, as well as your arms, are touching the wall. So that's the most important. So you can use your lower abdominals to draw in and press your butt and your lower back into the wall, and as well keep the shoulders and the hands by your side at the wall. So you're going to do 10 reps of this exercise. You can also do this on the ground. The aim of the exercise is to raise the arms up overhead, keeping them straight, and trying to maintain that contact of your back into the wall or the floor. So you're going to inhale the way up, the arms up. See how high you can go overhead by maintaining the lower back glued to the wall or the floor. So if you can't get quite right overhead, that's okay. Just go within the range that you can without losing that contact. So really try and keep everything maintained on the wall. And you can have that slight chin tucked down just to elongate the back of the neck. So you just want to keep a nice long neck throughout the posture. So the ribs should be down towards the hips to help keep your core active, and the belly button should be drawn in. So just try and go nice and slow and controlled. It's usually a lot harder when you're going slower and more controlled, which is good for us. And we've got 5 more. Really try and draw the shoulder blades together as you're coming up overhead too. That's going to help activate some of your back muscles. Alright, last one. Good job. And don't worry if you can't get your arms quite up overhead. As you keep practicing, that'll get a lot easier. So next we're going to be in a lying position. you're going to have your forehead on the ground, and you're going to have your pelvic bone touching the ground, and your lower belly button drawn up. So really draw the ribs in towards the hips, but keep the belly button drawn up. Keep the forehead on the ground the whole time with that chin tuck in, because that's going to really help elongate the neck. And then from here, you're going to have the arms overhead with your thumbs up towards the ceiling. What's really important is that you draw the shoulders down your back so they're away from your ears. That's going to be really important for activating more of your back muscles. So keep the toes touching the mat the whole time. And now what you're going to do is you're going to try and lift the arms up off the mat. This is going to be quite challenging. And it's especially important to keep the belly button up and try and keep the shoulders drawn down your back. And then you're going to bring that back down. And lift. And coming back down. And we're going to go a bit quicker, and we're going to try and do 20 total. So keep breathing, try not to hold the breath, and just keep the shoulder blades down on your back. So we're going to start pulsing here. So we're going to do 10 more pulses. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Have a rest. So next you're going to have your arms down by your side. If your hands were touching the ground, you're going to rotate your palms so that your thumbs are pointed up towards the ceiling. So this is going to externally rotate at your shoulders. So again, you're going to externally rotate, but you're also going to draw your shoulder blades down away from your ears and keep that long neck. Keep the belly button drawn up and the toes touching the ground. And we're just going to lift the hands up and come back down. So you'll feel your shoulder blades squeeze together as you lift the arm. So we're going to go for 20. I think we're about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Keep that space away from your ears with the shoulders down. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. Not easy, but we did it. Okay, so next is going to be a bit more of an intense exercise for the shoulders. You're still going to be in this position. We're going to have like a bent arm position with the thumbs up. So what you're going to do is you're going to glue the elbows into your rib cage, and your palms can actually face downwards for this. So the elbows dug in. You're going to try and lift the hands off the ground, but keep the elbows dug in. So that'll be pretty hard to do. Even if you don't quite get your hands off the mat, at least try and aim to get them off the mat, because that's going to really draw the shoulder blades together. It's quite hard for me. So we're going to go for a hold here for 20 seconds and back down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Good job. That's quite hard. We're going to try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really try and draw the elbows in, lifting the hands. 17, 18, 19, and 20. And relax. Good job. So have a bit of a rest. That was 4 exercises. So what you can do now is, if you like an extra challenge, you can put my video on pause and you can complete 2 more rounds. I suggest that if you'd like to try and build up from the previous days. But for now, we're going to start with that first set. And again, if you want to add some more challenge, you can add on another set and work your way up to 3 sets. So if you'd like to continue with me with another set, we'll go into the next round. So again, you're going to maintain those points of contact of your low back and your hips and your upper back touching the wall, arms touching the wall, chin elongated and tucked in. And we're just going to go for 10. 1, 2, 3. Keep that lower abdominals drawn in and the belly button drawn up. ribs down towards your hips and just breathing as we go. Good job. And we've got a few more. I think we've got 2 more. And last one. Good job. All right, exercise number 2, our armless overhead. So your forehead is down on the ground, nice long neck, arms overhead, straight, feet touching the ground. You can have the feet together, bottom squeezed, thumbs are up towards the ceiling. And again, draw those shoulder blades down towards your hips first, and then you're gonna lift the arms up. So we got 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the neck long, keep breathing. 10. Belly buttons up towards your spine. Keep your butt squeezed. That's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. So next, we're going to bring our arms down by our spine, by our side. And then you're going to try and rotate the thumbs up towards the ceiling. And again, keep that length in your neck with your chin tucked, and then bring your shoulder blades down towards your hips. So from here, keep the feet together, touching the ground with the butt squeezed, belly button up, and we're going to go into 20 pulses with the arms up. Keep the shoulder blades squeezed together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember to keep breathing. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. So again, we're bending the elbows now and digging them into our side. And you're going to have the palms flat on the ground. And then keeping that position with your hips and your butt squeezed and your feet in and your neck long. We're going to try and lift the hands up, hold for 20 seconds. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together and down away from your ears. And we're going to hold for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Really dig those elbows in. 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job. Have a rest. We've got one more round. Ready? Shoulders down and back to 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job. Sitting back towards the heels for your rest. And we're going to move into our next circuit. So we're going to pick up the pace a bit just to kind of get our body more loose and limber and help with our mobility and hopefully add to our postural muscles. I'm sure a lot of you have been at the computer a lot and have pretty bad posture lately. So we're going to start with a few exercises that are going to help us with that. Okay, so we're going to start with a squat and arm circles. So you're going to squat down, and then we're just going to have some arm circles. So we'll do 3 arm circles in one direction, and then we'll switch the direction. So then you go forward. So as you're sitting, pretend there's a chair behind you, put the weight in the heels, and activate the glutes to come back up. Alright, great. So next what you're going to do is you're going to come down to a plank position. You can be on the knees if you need to, if that's too intense, but in the plank position, just have your wrists under your shoulders, your core active, and we're just going to do some ear taps. So you're going to draw the elbow up to the ceiling, and you're just going to keep alternating. Try and keep those hips as steady as possible, and try and draw the elbows up towards the ceiling. If you're on your knees, you can look the same. Just have your butt squeezed and your ribs drawn in. Good job. Next we're going to come up standing, and we're just going to go into some upper body rotations. So allow your body to twist and try and rotate up onto your toe as you turn. Good. And then we'll go into some arm circles, like you're swimming. Good. And then we're just going to go backwards, sort of like you're combing your hair back as you come back. Good job. And then from here, coming into a plank position, we're going to come back to a downward dog, and then we're going to roll back to a plank. So again, pushing up as you bring the hips up to the sky, bring your heels down, and pressing away from the mat, and then rolling back to your plank position with your butt squeezed. Good. And then back, if you want to add an extra challenge, you can stay in the downward dog position. We're going to alternate tapping the opposite ankle. Good job. We'll do 2 more. Good, and walking your feet to your hands, standing up nice and tall. We're going to go back to our squat with rotation. Squat. And then we'll do some in the other direction. Good, and you can do some arm circles, swimming, and then we can reverse. And then we're going to walk down to our plank position. So again, you can be on the knees if you need to. Have the hips drawn towards the ribs, and then you're going to squeeze the butt. And we're just going to go for those ear taps. Good job. In 3, 2, and 1, standing up. We're going to go into those arm rotations for our back. Good job. And then we're going to go into our downward dog to plank. So downward dog, rolling to the plank, back to the downward dog, and rolling back to our plank. Good job. And then now in that downward dog position, just walking the heels up and down, getting those hips. Good job. Standing back up. Next we're going to be going from the ground into a push-up. So you're going to start on your stomach. You're going to have your hands about chest height. And then you can either push up to your knees or to a plank. So if you're pushing up to your knees, it'll look like this. If you're pushing up to your plank position, try and bring your hips and your shoulders up at the same time. If you find when you're doing that, your hips are lagging behind, that means the exercise is a bit too challenging for you. So that's where you're just going to push up onto your knees. So when you get to the bottom, we're going to tap our ear, bring it back to our position, and then push back up. So we're going to do 5 of these. 1, with a tap. 2, really try and use your belly button drawn up and try and push up with your belly button to the ceiling as you come up. And that's going to help your hips come up first and using your abs a bit more. Alright, we're going to do 2 more. And then, there we go. Okay, so the next exercise, we're going to be laying on our stomach. We're going to have our forehead touching the ground. You're going to have your arms up overhead. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and lift the arms up, draw the shoulders, the elbows down, and then straighten the arms out. So again, you're going to reach the arms up overhead, draw the elbows down towards your side, and then extend the arms straight. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together and try and draw the shoulders away from your ears. Good. So we're going to aim for 10 total. We've got 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good job. Next we're going to roll onto our back. You're going to have your knees bent up, arms straight up overhead, and we're just going to keep the arms straight the whole time. And you're going to reach up towards the ceiling so the shoulders come off the ground. Keep the chin tucked down, and then you're just going to place the shoulder blades back down onto the ground. So try not to bend the elbow as you do this. You just want the movement to come from your shoulder blade rolling forward to come off the mat, and then placing it back together, squeezing the elbows together. You want to keep the lower abdominals drawn in and the hips flat on the ground the whole time. And just the shoulder blade should be moving forward and back. And we'll do 3 more. Good. And then we're going to go back onto our stomachs. With our forehead touching the ground, we're going to have our arm up into a T position this time with the thumbs up. You're going to draw the shoulder blades down away from your ears. And then we're just going to come up off the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then back down. So we're keeping the feet together, toes touching the mat the whole time, butt squeezed, lower abdominal drawn up. We're just going to go for 20 of these. And I think we've got 10 more. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back to our push-ups. So you're starting on the ground. And you're going to be pushing up to your knees. And then coming down and doing your ear tap. So really try and bring the lower abdominals in up towards the ceiling. That's going to help you push up. Try and keep your glutes active. I think we've got 2 more. 1, and last one. Good job. So next, you're going to be laying on your stomach. You're going to have your forehead tapping the mat. You're going to bring the feet together, and you're going to squeeze the butt cheeks, and then with the arms straight up overhead, you're going to draw them down towards your hips with your elbows, and then you're going to extend the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring your shoulders away from your ears. So we're going for 10, 3, 4, so keep your elbows off the ground the whole time and really draw them down towards your hips. I think that's 7. Remember to keep breathing throughout the movement. 2 more. 9. And 10. Awesome job. So rolling onto your back. Feet are going to be placed on the mat with your knees bent, and you're going to have your arms straight, chin tucked down slightly, and then keeping your elbows straight, you're going to reach your shoulder blades off the mat, and then place the shoulders back down. So up and down, try and keep the ribs drawn down towards the hips, and the lower abdominals drawn in. And just breathing throughout. And we'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, last exercise, back onto your stomach. Forehead down on the ground. Arms out in that T position. So again, thumbs up towards the ceiling, feet together, butt squeezed. Draw the shoulder blades down away from your ears. Then you're going to bring the arms up and coming back down. So we're going to go for 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, you can push yourself up, back to sitting. So from here you can come onto your knees with your toes tucked underneath. This is a nice stretch for your arches. If that's too intense, you can just come onto your knees regularly. But from here, we're going to interlace our hands behind our head. And you're going to stick the chest out and look up towards the ceiling. And just hold this here. Good job. And then you're going to bring your arm across, and you can hold on to it with your other arm. And you can sort of add a bit of a bend, side bend if you like, just to get an extra stretch. You can have your thumb down towards the ground. Then we're going to try the other side. So crossing over, thumb down, leaning in the side stretch. And then next you're going to reach one elbow up towards the ceiling and hold on to it with the other hand. Just breathing here. Good. And then we're going to switch and do the other side. Good job. And then from here, what we can do is bring our leg out to the side, sit back towards our heel, do a couple rotations upwards with our feet just to scour the hip joint. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to put one arm out and reach through. Try and bring your shoulder and your head towards the ground. And just keep breathing through. And then you're going to reach to the other side. Good. Then we'll switch legs. So the other leg comes out to the side. Sit back onto your heel. Then rotate the foot up and down. And then you're going to come forward and fold underneath your arm. Just breathing here. Good, and we'll try the other side. Good job. Next you're going to sit cross-legged, but have your feet away from you, but the toes flex towards you. So there's a lot of space. And then from here, you're going to stick your chest out and fold forward, and you'll feel your glutes start to stretch as you do this. So pick your position where you want to stay. If you've got the flexibility, you can try and fold down towards your shins. Just rest your arms in front of you. And then we can come out to one side. Stack the hands. Back to center. And then over to the other side. Couple breaths here. Good, and then let's cross the legs the other way. You can do a quick little windshield wiper with the legs. And then we'll cross them the other way. Keep the toes flexed. And then again, just walking the hands out, keep the chest forward. Try and find your position where the stretch is optimal for your glutes. If it's too intense, maybe back it off slightly. Just find what position's best for you. And then relaxing your head down. And just breathing. Then you're going to reach your hands to one side and stack them. Try and keep the sit bones both on the ground, so really pull the sit bones back. And then walking back to the middle and over to the other side. And a couple of breaths here. Good. Quick little butterfly stretch. And then you can wrap one foot over the other with your legs straight. Then you can go into a quick rotation. And then we'll switch sides. So crossing the other leg over, grabbing onto the knee, hugging, sitting up tall. Have the arm behind you, and then just look behind you. Just breathing here, staying up nice and tall as you rotate.